A big influence was George Russell as a composer and as a theorist. And in fact, when I think back over my career in terms of pivotal moments with certain musicians that were most encouraging to me and most galvanizing for me, I think of my relationship with Billy Taylor when I was just 15 or 16 years old, his graciousness. At one point, my folks had his whole trio over to our home for dinner when they were in town. And I played music with my fledgling trio for Billy, and they played for us.
Oh, wow.
And it was just so warm and so encouraging, and I do remember his honestly saying that the life of an itinerant jazz musician was extremely arduous, and that he had a telephone relationship with his wife back then that was very painful.
Uh-huh.
And he seemed to be saying, you know, be a doctor and enjoy your music. You know? And through the years, Billy has been an inspiration and a big support. When he first started doing some of his work as a DJ,
right,
he would play my albums and stuff, and then it was a big thrill a few years back to do a CBS Sunday Morning with him. So he's a wonderful man. Then I think of my relationship with George Russell when I was in medical school on this fellowship in 1963, where I got together with him and studied his Lydian concept. But even more than studying the specifics of his theory, the opportunity to hang out with George and to feel his excitement about music and his excitement about what I was trying to do, the support of that was tremendous. And then there was a time after I finished my first trio album for Columbia, which was in 1963. This was an album called Cathexis. I had read a review in a blindfold test that Bill Evans had done, and one of the tunes played for him was a tune from my very first album for Columbia, where I was a featured pianist with Jeremy Steig. It was an album called Flute Fever. And Bill had really liked my playing on that. So I felt emboldened to call him up when I was in New York and say, Bill, I've just finished this trio album. I've always admired your music tremendously. I would love to meet you and have you hear this, and I would just love to get a critique, just whatever you would have to say about it. And he invited me over and listened to the album, and it was just beautiful about it. I mean, Bill was always so comfortable with his own playing. I mean, even though he was very self-critical, but he knew his playing. So he didn't have to be competitive with everybody. He didn't have to get into putting people down or anything. So he just encouraged me to do my thing. He said, look, you know, I don't have anything to suggest except play your music. You're doing it. Just keep doing your music. And that was a tremendous encouragement from somebody I, again, admired so much. So when I think back, the meetings with those three people at different points in my career early on was very, very inspiring.